to just double down on what I said at the beginning of the stream, like, yeah, if you're in IT, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be 100% bulletproof and you'll never have a problem with a job in your life. But the chances of you having problems either not getting fired or finding a job if you have the skill set, way less than if you were like working in retail or whatever. And on top of that, to add to that too, whether it's cybersecurity or software development, both those two things, you can choose to go your own path and not be employed by somebody else.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. That's a good point.
To me, that's the most important. That's the most important part of it for me. I know most people, or a lot of people, they don't feel that same way, but like, I was always the kind of person that like, if like a place is going to like tells me that they might have a risk of like having to fire a bunch of people because of, income. Like at that point, what can you do about that? Right. I mean, you can do your best to be like way too valuable for the company to ever let you go. But if the company goes bankrupt, then, they're going to have to let you go anyway. At the very least, if you're doing your own thing, then you'll have work to do, right? And you'll have more work to do because you're going to have to be the one that has to go out there and secure these clients and get income, et cetera, et cetera. But at the very least, the power is like in your hands to do that. It's not up to someone else. So that's very important to me. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, if you could just put the link up real quick for the guy that asked. But yeah, what I would say is that as well, you can have your own freedom and be your own boss in this industry as well, in both of these industries, right? You could go to freelancing, for example. You could be a freelance web developer where you work for yourself and you just take you take contracts, build people websites or software, or you could do on the cybersecurity side, you could do freelance pen testing and stuff like that. That's actually kind of how I got started when I was in college. I did some pen testing for developers and stuff that were building applications that I knew. So yeah, there's tons of ways where you can actually utilize this skill outside of just the traditional 9-to-5 as well. And by the way, if you really establish yourself as a freelancer, you can make even more money than people in their 9-to-5 jobs, without a doubt. So
yeah, or you can do both. You can double dip.
Yeah.
And speaking of Web3, since everyone can't heckin' stop talking about how much like they like got to get into Web3 ASAP, like if you guys go and look at the bounties for like on places like Gitcoin or any one of like the 500 different sites that are like basically clones of that now, probably like 60 or 70%, so more than half of these bounties, they're bug bounties in the smart contract. Yeah, the rest of them are development, but the development ones, it's probably going to be easier for them to fill. And if you ask my opinion, I think there's a lot less people who are actually good at auditing smart contracts than there are people who can write them. Well, at least not write them, period. To write them well, yeah. But why do you think that is, Ryan? Why do you think that there's like some of those bounties for getting those bugs in the audits for a smart contract are so high?
Yeah, while I'm answering this, if you can just go to Immunify.com. That's the most popular Web3 bug bounty platform. You can pull it up on the screen so people can see while I'm talking over this. But basically, anytime we're talking price, right? Not to get too like economical here, but anytime we're talking about price with something, it's really like, what is the value that it provides? What is it worth to them, to the market, right? So for these companies, like we were saying earlier on the stream.
Okay, I got the site pulled up. So let's check this one out. I didn't even know this one existed.
Yeah,
Web3's
this is
leading
the one
bug.
this is the one everyone's talking about on Twitter.
Okay, so if you go in here,
yeah, maybe you actually have to register an account to see the bounties. Oh no, there you go. See, rewards up to 10 million.
10 million, 10 million, 6 million, 5 million,
Yeah.
5 million. Explore all bounties.
There's a lot of big projects on here.
A wormhole. That makes sense. MakerDAO. Olympus. Okay. Look at that. 3,330,000. Good grief. Okay, yeah, there's quite a bit.
Yeah, I featured this on my channel as well. I have a YouTube video on it. But yeah, basically what I was telling him, Josh, is that the reason they're willing to pay this much is even though these numbers might seem crazy, they're still getting a huge deal if a white hat hacker finds this versus if a black hat hacker does, and then their entire business is toast, right? They would lose so much more money than 6 million, 10 million. In a lot of cases, like these things are heavily funded, like in the billions of dollars, you know, millions and millions of dollars, right? So if they actually got hacked, then they would lose a lot more money than that. So that's why they're willing to pay such a high amount.